All right, future of the East Juice Bar. We talked a little Tatum injury. I guess next year, if he's out the majority, I think his recovery.
He's out the whole year.
Do you think, though, his recovering time a little bit less than a...
He's out the whole season. I'm very confident.
You don't put Tatum in his 20s, KD in his 30s, different timetable? No?
No, because, first of all, it's May. 10 months would be March towards the end of the regular season.
He comes back in the last, 10, 15 games of the season and, pitch count.
I don't see it because...
He's out for the playoffs next year.
I don't think... I think they're going to be extremely careful.
Wow, we're not going to see Jayson Tatum. That's awful.
I think Jayson Tatum's out the entire year. Durant missed the entire year when he came back. Remember, he did it in the finals, so a month difference maybe. He missed the whole entire year the next year. I think Tatum is going to do the exact same thing.
So yeah,
we just talked about the Pacers' dollars.
Yeah,
the Celtics are going to be pushing $500 million in caps in salary in the next. I think the year after next. Derek White, Drew Holiday. I mean, they are completely.
Pritchard's
maxed.
up too. They haven't figured out Pritchard yet.
They are completely maxed to the gills, and they have a new ownership, and they won a title. It's always different when you win a title. I've seen it with the Cubs actually. Title, all of a sudden I don't have any more money. It's like
that was a non-salary cap league.
Mission accomplished. I don't really feel like spending as much money as I once did. I already got a title.
And Jalen has the same deal essentially as Jayson.
So they're gonna have to figure out who they want to keep, who they want to move, what they want to do, how much of the tax they want to pay, how much of the repeater tax they want to pay. I don't know the details on the second apron, but they got a lot of salary cap stuff to figure out with the new owner and a superstar who starts a $300 million deal on an Achilles. So, yeah, man, it's a tough break for Boston. There was a number in the market at DraftKings they floated all year long was, will the Celtics three-peat? And it was like less than 10-1. Plus 800. Now they're in a situation where they could be seeing an entirely new, rebuilded, retooled squad in the next couple of years.
So if there were no big moves, looking at the Jaylen Brown-led Celtics, are they the chalk of the East next year? I don't think you can make them the chalk of the East. But
with no Tatum?
With no Tatum. But then it's I guess based off of how the Knicks and the Pacers see everything through, right? For if Giannis isn't in the East or in the mix in the East, what are our power rating? I mean, I guess Cleveland's probably the chalk.
That's another thing. I don't know why a superstar would want to go out west. It's a lot easier out here in the East side.
Well, I mean, down lifestyle.
No,
you want to go out west. That's why. From a human being standpoint,
What?
Devin Booker's living the dream.
In Phoenix,
a little hot, but you think he's there in the summer?
Yeah, he's chilling. That's true.
So there's just I don't know. There's something to Giannis's persona that maybe has him head out west. But speaking of him in the East, if he stays in the East, I mean, we could play around with a couple teams that he could land on here, or we could just keep it brief. Do you think? I guess him.
There's no doubt he wants out, right?
I think
right?
so. I think so.
He has to leave, right?
So
would you feel some type of way if you were the Milwaukee Bucks? And do you think the Milwaukee Bucks do right by him and kind of help him maneuver his next chapter?
I think they actually do. I think this is a pretty Midwest. I mean, the Midwest, pretty polite, a lot of manners, sure. Nice both sides of the business. Yeah, you don't see it often, but I think, he brought so much relevancy. Geez, since what? I mean, back in the day, Kareem? I mean, man, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
No way Michael Redd was bringing that noise.
New stadium.
Yeah, so, I think Milwaukee plays that down the middle with him. The only caveat would be when you want to do a Western Conference deal, get him out of the conference. That's my inkling.
Yeah, so you don't have to see him as much. Yeah, that's actually a good point as well.
So that would be my only 2 cents. I mean, yeah. A little bit on Cleveland here. Any thoughts just on Cleveland retooling? Do you have the patience to run it back?
I think you do have to run it back, and I think you take a page out of the Pacers book and you come back with the same coach, the same roster, healthy, and give it another crack.
Do they need
I
a
don't know
piece?
I don't know any other option they would have. They have a really good team. They're really good.
I guess it's you and I talking out Allen not even getting close to 10 rebounds most of those playoff games. What are you doing if you're not getting playoff rebounds?
Yeah.
They are soft down low. Mobley will never fill out. That's his frame. They're a little soft
Yeah, maybe
down
you go
there.
get a Steven Adams type that could just like bang around, a Mitch Robinson type.
Maybe.
That's what they need.
I think
But they were also really, really good, and if they were healthy, they probably beat the Pacers. So, I don't know if you get overzealous and move. I love Donovan Mitchell's press conference. He said everybody's.
I
gonna
do like that.
We just got to get back in the gym, get back on our nutrition, get back into the
Yeah, I like
everything, and we'll be back and we'll give it another crack.
that. Just overall Eastern Scope power rate rankings. Want to bring up you mess around with the Magic. I like that. I think they might have an
like
interesting
Magic.
bounce back here. Maybe Miami is going to be interesting to see what Riley does if he pulls out a rabbit out of a hat. But yeah, if you give me the power ratings here on our way out, maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4 in the East. I mean, I think if the Knicks
are number one.
Yeah, I think if the Knicks run the table, they got to be 1, right?
Knicks are number one.
Probably Cleveland 2,
I would say Cleveland 2,
Indiana 3.
Pacers 3, Boston 4,
Wow.
Pistons 5. Is
Sounds
what
about
I would say.
Sounds about right. Magic got some work to do then.
I really truly believe this Knicks team can get to the finals, compete for a title, no matter what happens, come back in the offseason and really fill out the roster and be lethal. I think they could fill out the bench and be legitimately a problem. They have 7 guys that can actually play.
Yeah.
If you take notes from the Pacers,
The
from
Thunder,
the
yeah.
Cavs, and you can fill out that roster and combine it with Jalen Brunson closing out games and the more and more confidence after year one that Cat and Bridges will get playing with these guys, I think the Knicks can be very, very dangerous if they fill out the bench, and I think it's glaring.
I'm with you.
That's what needs to happen. Leon knows that, and everyone else knows it. I think they'll do what needs to be done and fill out guys that are really good.
Yeah, I think the temperature in the room for the town just off this series is, the whole Giannis sweepstakes. A lot of Knicks fans, I think, were maybe looking forward to getting in the mix with that. And then if you're listening to just national narrative now, it's words like a tweak here, a player there, to your point. I mean, if we were to put a button on this convo, I don't think Knicks fans even want to entertain ruffling up the main core of what this team has. A lot of turnover since we've been at the network, by the way. So it would be nice to just have a chill off season, add a piece or two, come back and run the table again.
Yeah, you got to be deep. It's pretty clear that you need to be deep to truly compete. And that's exactly what the Thunder, the Pacers, the Cavs, Boston's even a little thin. They're just so good at the top that and they had the continuity of playing together. That team's played together the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So they're even a little thin.
Yeah, Drew and Al are on their way out.
You can fill out. Can you imagine putting a 6-man of the year on the Knicks?
Forget about it.
Like, that's the type of that's what Boston has over there.
I know.
So if you could fill out the roster with some real big dogs, it could get really spooky when you start getting guys some rest and fill out be scared of the second unit. No one's scared of the Knicks' second unit. They're really scared of the first unit. They're not scared of the second. You can make it a point where they're a little spooked out of the second unit and they got to deal with them. So,
Great point. Maybe ask Bridges to end his streak.
with the Iron Man streak.
Yeah. Just relax for a little.
Shout out Josh Hart, man. Most minutes played.
Let's go. Future of the East. That's a wrap on the Juice Bar. Let's go, Knicks.
Juice Bar MSG Network. If you want the realness, the straight takes, come hang out with us. We go through everything from narratives to actual gameplay to breaking down numbers in the betting market. Alex Monaco, Sean Little, come hang out with us. Wherever you get your podcasts, you can get the Juice Bar.